Surely enough, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? But I guess ugliness is also in the eye of the beholder. Architecture itself is actually very subjective, so whether it's beautiful or not, completely up to the person viewing it. Hence all of the criticism manifestos published about architecture throughout the centuries and generations. But some architecture is literally just plain ugly, like, it's ugly, okay? And a lot of these buildings have been subjected to mockery and a lot of criticism. So today I wanted to talk about the top 10 ugliest buildings around the globe. If you are new to my channel, my name's Natalie. I love trying to unravel the complex world of architecture with you all. And I am a graduate of Ohio State. I am a Master's of Architecture candidate at University of Pennsylvania. Please hit the subscribe button. It generally helps my channel out so much, and we've been growing pretty well, actually. So thank you so much to all of the supporters of this channel. Please consider supporting my Patreon or even purchasing some architecture apparel merchandise off of Teespring and Redbubble. All of the links are going to be down below. Keep in mind to have beautiful architecture. There is bound to be some ugly architecture. So let's just get right into it. Number 10 is a Longaberger medium market basket. So this is actually an example of what is known as duck architecture. And duck buildings are highly sculptural forms which represent products or services available within. This is also known as mimetic architecture. Located in Newark, Ohio, it was designed by MBBJ. It is about 7 stories tall and over 185,000 square feet. There are no other buildings like this on the literal planet and is actually quite iconic. Unfortunately, they aren't in business anymore and went out of business in 2018, and in 2019 an Ohio developer bought the basket building for $1.2 million. Literally, what? You could get free baskets at Goodwill. Like, what are you doing, sir? But I digress. Number 9 is Simmons Hall at MIT. It is designed by Stephen Hull and is a dormitory at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It has been nicknamed the Sponge and houses incoming undergraduates. Students there described the building as a literal metal block and a metal fortress. There are 350 residences inside, and it is supposed to represent a city skyline at night. The monolithic box is well lit and aimed to be more interactive as there are various cross-sectional views. I will say that is a nice feature of the building, but overall it looks metal sponge, you know, all the way. Woo. Number 8 is Aldar Headquarters, designed by MZ Architects. The circle symbolizes unity and stability, which I get, don't get me wrong. And I understand that a circle alone is a pure geometric shape, but come on, like, what? It is inspired by Bowley's project, the cenotaph for Isaac Newton. The facade also makes use of a triangular diagrid structure made of steel, and there has been a lot of circular buildings constructed in plan, but no one has actually ever attempted to build a structure like a complete circular elevation, and I think there's actually good reasons why not to. So yeah, I don't like it. Honestly, if I were to present that for a architecture project, like, absolutely roasted, I would get absolutely ripped to shreds. Number 7 is New York City's Verizon Building. It is designed by Rose, Beaton and Rose and completed in 1975. It is an absolute eyesore on the Manhattan skyline. However, the fortress-like facade got a facelift. The 1.1 million square foot building had floor to ceilings curtain walls installed, but to some locals they just can't ever seem to forget the gross limestone facade that once stood there before. Number 6, relating to ugliest building number 10, is number 6, which is personal favorite of mine. So completed in 2012 comes the National Fisheries Development Board, located in Hyderabad, India. It's 4 stories tall and is designed to look like a literal fish because the building program relates to fishing. It was opened in 2012 and the fins actually double as entry awnings. The eyes in the fish are also windows. Why I personally don't like it. One, it's a fish. Two, I feel like the architects really didn't resolve the figure-ground relationship. So the fish itself is actually raised on a bunch of pilotis, and it looks awkward. Like the ground to building condition just looks so awkward, and also it is, once again, a literal fish. So number 5 is the Metropolitan Cathedral, located in Liverpool, built in the 60s by Frederick Gibbard. So typically religious buildings are designed to create a heavenly and calming experience. If you attend mass here, congregates literally look up to see giant spires, and the flying buttresses are attached to the structural trusses, and it makes the building look like a gigantic tent. Also, mosaics pop off all the time and the roofs constantly leak. I think it's just really bad construction, and the design form itself it's not it, you know, it's not it. Number 4 are the housing developments located in the Netherlands. And forgive me, I literally couldn't pronounce this name, so if anyone knows how to pronounce it, let me know. It looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, hands down. Residents there live in bubble structures, and these bubble structures only have an 18-foot diameter, might I add, so they're really small. And it has a UFO looking window shape, and in this development there are 50 bubble spheres, whatever you want to call them. So during the 1970s, Dutch governments were actually experimenting with low-cost housing, and this was just a low-cost proposal for a housing project. And this is just one of the iterations that they came up with, and they've decided to build. Interesting though, these bubbles can be disassembled and placed elsewhere, so kind of cool. Number 3 is a television tower in Prague. So it is a unique design for the transmitter tower. Essentially, there are 3 major concrete pillars that support 9 pods and 3 decks for the transmitting equipment. It was built in the 1980s and was referred to as an eyesore by many. Overall, it is really just resented by the locals there, as a lot of the buildings that are commonly built in this communist era architectural style. So the solution was to combat all this criticism. In 2001, they installed permanent babies, like concrete babies, crawling up the side of this television transmitter tower. Like giant babies. Who would think to install giant babies on this architect? Like once again, if I were to present this to an architecture studio or whatever, totally ripped a new one. So like just the fact that these babies are on this tower. What? Number 2 is also referred to as the Hotel of Doom, and it is located in North Korea. It's designed by Balidusan Architects and Engineers, and it has actually stood vacant for the past 30 years. It has been coined the ugliest and worst designed building in the world and the ugliest hotel. Construction began in 1987 and was designed to actually be taller than the Eiffel Tower. And yes, it is still vacant to this day. Number 1 is actually designed by Frank Gehry, and I love Gehry. I think he really like pushed architecture into a new age and era, but this is just awful, guys. Located in Seattle, it is Gehry's Experience Music Project. It also was newly named the Music of Pop Culture, or MOPOP. It is literally a blob, like it is a blob of forms, a multicolor blob of forms. Frank Gehry, needless to say, accomplished so much in his career as an architect, but this, to me personally, isn't his best work. Basically, the spaces are organized into 6 major areas, and each area celebrates music. It is made of stainless steel, aluminum, and glass. It has over 21,000 panels of stainless steel, and just in general, certain angles just make this building look hideous. So yeah, this is once again just my opinion on it. I know some people get offended when I'm criticizing things, but you know, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you had fun watching this video or would like more videos like this, leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, support me on Patreon, buy something off of Teespring. It helps support this channel as I do funnel a lot of time into it. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope to see you next time. Love you guys. Number 10. Oh! Oh!